were founded in 1969. We were a chapel for about 3 years out of the city of Houston from another church. It's in honor of Mary Queen, the Mother of God, whose feast day is August 22nd. And the church has grown to about 2,300 households. The design of the church was the simple idea that walking through the doors we would experience the love, the spirituality, and the presence of God. And I think we've done a great job. Music is essential. At every Mass, at every liturgy we have, at every service we have a policy, we have a value, we have a desire to have music at every Mass, at every prayer service. It only enhances the service, it only enhances the prayer.
The music ministry here at Mary Queen is growing. We have a choir of about 40 members between cantors and adult choir. The music is from A to Z, from Gregorian all the way to modern.
The previous organ was perfect for a small church. The small church sat about 650 people, and it was an excellent, excellent instrument, and it was used at all of our Masses, like I said. However, it was totally inadequate for the size of this church, which seats 1,600. So we preserved that beautiful organ and designed it so that it would be placed in our chapel for smaller Masses and smaller services. The new organ fits beautifully. The old organ is still a work of art. We wanted something that would be an instrument that, as Mozart said, would be the king of all instruments. It was very, very instrumental in the idea that a new organ had to be a centerpiece. It had to be something that would not just be adequate, but would be superb for the church. And we eventually do look forward to having the electronic pipes put in as well. We want to make this a magnificent instrument for some spectacular and beautiful services.
The selection process for the organ was for the last 5 years. And Father Skip and myself, in a small group, were looking and deciding what we wanted for the church. And in that process, I was in contact with 5 different organ companies and to see what they would offer. 2 companies decided they were not interested in. I have a history with Johannus for the last 12 years because we have a Sway Link 20 that we've used. And in that process, and watched Johannus grow, and we found that they are the best when it came to hybrids, and that's the way we chose them.
We visited Holland. We were pretty much sold on the Johannus organ. I took the total advice of our music director, Russell, and studied it very thoroughly. We met with the local distributor, Rick Bocock. We were very pleased with his professionalism, his professional answers, his ability to explain everything. And then we decided that we would take up his offer to go to Ada, and that we would actually spend time looking at the company and making our own estimation. And we were very pleased with the entire process.
With the demands we had for a new organ, we wanted something that was add to the beauty of the church and to the service for prayerful. And I was looking for something that would be more on the French style and Aeolian Skinner, an American combination. And our search looked at different organs and different companies, and Johannus was the one that we chose because they were the best.
I can't believe it actually happened in such a short time. I recall that we were in Ada and in the Netherlands in October. We dedicated this church in April, and the organ was here 2 weeks before we dedicated it. And the day of dedication, everything went perfectly. I have to say it was the most professional and the most accommodating and the most beautiful, sensitive response to our needs, particularly to everything we wanted. Johannus fulfilled them in an absolute way.
The new organ, and the situation here at the church is built in the transept as a cross, and it was to fill the sound so it was equally balanced all the way through. And Johannus came up with the best. And the sound is gorgeous all the way through the church. You can hear it equally.
The new organ is phenomenal, that's all I can say. The first time they began to play it, the first time Russell began to play it, it was just sent chills down our spine. The committee was in here, we were listening to it, we just knew we'd made the right choice. We couldn't have gone any other direction.
The organ is custom designed. It's a Monarke. Actually, I chose what I wanted in the design and how it would be voiced. And going to Holland to select all the voicing and choosing for myself was a very easy process. They made it very easy. The organ council itself is something I was sure that I wanted, was the collier, because it made it easier to direct from. The stops are touchable so that it made it easy. Speaker-wise, there are about 52 speakers in the main organ, and there are about 8, 9 subwoofers in the back, with an eventual addition of another 5 ranks of pipes. They even made the panels in the back because they wanted to change because it would be showing, and so they designed using our emblems of the parish on the back so that it made a beautiful cover.
Oh, the sound of the organ. The sound of the organ raises your heart and mind to God. It just does it immediately. I love this sound. I sit up near the altar. I can hear things perhaps a little bit better than everyone else does, and I'm very pleased. In fact, sometimes I just drift off into listening to the music.
There are not words that can express how I feel about the new organ. It's been magnificent. Everyone that has heard it on the weekends at masses and at service are very proud of it.
The organ is used for all of our masses on the weekend. It's used for special occasions, whenever the bishop comes, whenever we have a sacramental ministry. I would hope that we'll have the organ for concerts and for prayer services, not just for our church, but for the whole area or for the whole diocese. Without the organ, I think all of our liturgies would have fallen flat. Without this particular organ, we would have not had the influence or the impact that we really hoped for. So we're very pleased with it. Church members love the organ. They love to hear the sound. They love to hear the volume, because you can hear it all the way through the entire church. And I think they find the music and the worship is just enhanced because of it.
Sound was just magical. The whole time you've just felt like you were in another world. It's just amazing.
Well, we were just talking, there must be pipes behind the mural, so I gather not.
The tone is fabulous.
It's beautiful.
It's just beautiful. It's magnificent.
It's almost like it's in a cathedral or something. Yeah, it's really, really good.
Yes, very much. I think it's beautiful and I love the sound. I thought this was going to be a pipe organ and I didn't see any pipes anywhere, so if it is, it fooled me.
It just kind of gets in your soul. The music is that good, the sound of it. It just is wonderful.
The harmony with the choir, it blends in very well, and I just enjoy it.
I've enjoyed the Johannus organ very much. It's been a pleasure to listen to it here.
Very satisfied. I'm fully satisfied. I would just go back and say what your brochure says about Mozart. It's the king of the instruments, and I think this is the most spectacular organ we could have ever had.
I'm 100% behind Johannus. I could not be any happier. They have gone way out of their way to help us here at Mary Queen.
Happy to recommend Johannus. And they could come and listen to our organ, they could listen to our choir, and they could make their own decision. And I know which one it will be.